Okay, so I wanted to do a quick video about how to manipulate geometry in Paraview. I recently came across this bit of script. I've seen this script before. It used to be on a Paraview web page somewhere. I'm not sure if it's still there, but it looks pretty much the same. And basically, it goes through all of the points in your geometry and modifies them according to these relationships or whatever modifications you want to put in place. So I thought I'd have a quick run through of how to actually use it, because I used it recently and it is useful. So I'm just working on this geometry for a Christmas thing. It's called the Jingle Jet. And when I first loaded this geometry in, it was a bit nose down. In other words, the pointy bit at the front was quite low down, so I wanted just to tweak it up a little bit, and I used the script for that. So what you do, first of all, you use a programmable filter, and so that's gives you a little workspace down here, and so you put your code in there, and if you're clever enough you can write your own code, or you can just copy it from somewhere else. I've lost it now. Geometry script. So this is the code that I've cut and pasted from that web page. So you put that in there, and hey presto, nothing happens. And I think there's a reason for that. Let's just check. Oh, it does work. I thought you had to. Previously I changed this to VTK polydata, but it seems to be working alright without that. So yeah, the only bit that you need to concern yourself with really is these three relationships here. So it's saying x equals x plus 1. So it modifies it by an amount. Y direction's up. So you could say y equals y plus x over 10, x over 5, x over 1, or whatever you want to do. And I think what I used it for was, well, you can change those two to 0 because we don't want to do anything. And I think what I did was say y equals y plus x squared. Wow, that's cool. Look at that. Santa's been turned into parabola. You might want to lessen that a little bit. So you can see how if we just put the original one on, you can see how the boat has been turned into a slightly more banana shaped boat. And I think what I did yesterday was I had an if statement. So in Python I think you can just put if x is less than 0, then modify y. So, I mean, this is already pointing upwards because I got it at, I put it at like 5 degrees. But you can see what's happened here is that because X, the origin is in the middle of the boat, so what we're saying basically is that for any coordinates that are less than 0, then y is going to be y plus x squared over 10. We could change that to 8 and have a bit more nose up, or 5, make it even more nose up. You could do the opposite, make it nose down. And so you can do some pretty cool things with that. So it's quite useful because I mean, normally when you've got transformations to do in Paraview, you just use the transform filter, obviously, and you can translate stuff, rotate it, scale it, but it applies to the whole thing. But sometimes you want to just tweak something. Maybe you've got a wing, and you want to just change the angle of attack of the wing, or towards the wingtip, you might want to rotate it a little bit or give it a bit of sweep or something like that. And you could do other sorts of transformations using cos and sine functions. But whatever you want to do, you can do it within these 3 lines. And you can add in if statements. So you can say if there's a particular region of the geometry you want to do something to, you could just say if the region where this, if the geometry is within this region where Santa Claus is, you could just define that as a box and say if within that region, then you want to move it forward or up or down or slant it in a certain direction. So that's how you do it. So that, for example, that case, which I'm not going to use, but once you've done that, then I think you just need to extract surface and then save. You can save as STL. I was to put the STL file name in, and then you've got a new geometry. So that is a quick overview of how you can use a Python programmable filter to modify STL geometry in Paraview.